In this video, I'm going to go over my AI EdTech Toolkit for teachers. These are the 6 tools that I use almost on a daily basis for either myself professionally or with my students in my classroom. Check it out. Alright, welcome to the first of 6 tools that I'm going to go over today. These are just going to be brief overviews. The first one is Khanmigo. Khanmigo is very similar to Eduaid and Magic School AI. This is one that I've been exploring a lot lately. 1, because it is free for educators. 2, I like the tools that it has to offer. I do still use tools within Magic School AI and with Eduaid. It's kind of like what you're doing or what works best for you. Alright, there are a lot of free tools within Magic School AI and Eduaid that you could use. Let's just explore a couple of these. I'm not going to go into great depth on anything. This is just an overview to kind of get you excited about a tool. Alright, if you look, there are a lot of different things here, a lot of different tools for you to use. Alright, some of the ones that I like are the exit ticket here. You would just click on it, follow the directions. You might have to rewrite a prompt and it's going to spit out something for you. But you can look at these by whatever your favorites are. If you think that the exit ticket is your favorite, you can click on the star, and now you're going to easily be able to search by the ones that you've starred. I've also starred the rubric generator. Alright, you could look at planning. So these are tools that are going to help you planning. These are the tools that are going to help you create, differentiate. This is a big one. And support. Snorkl IEP Assistant. Alright, if you need to learn, you can refresh your knowledge about certain subjects and it's going to go out and find almost like an outline for you. Alright, so this is Khanmigo. Go check out Khanmigo. The second tool that we're going to get into is Canva. Once again, not going to go too much into it. Just note that there are a lot of different templates that you can use within education and within social media, and this is great because it's free for teachers and for students K through 12. I believe it's K through 12. You might want to look that up. It could be 1st through 12, but either way, it's free for grade school. So if you take a look, you could do docs, whiteboards, presentations, invitations, Instagram posts if you're a teacher that posts to your parents. There are other things that you can also do. You could make digital media files. You could do storyboards in there, comic strips. There are just so many things that you could do. If you scroll down through, you could see some other things and other templates that you can use in here. Alright, so there's a lot of infographics and things like that as well. Flyers and so forth. So check out Canva. Like I said, it is free for teachers. It's free for students. Get your district IT guy to reach out to Canva and help get that set up, because you could be, you can run point on that at your school, and they can kind of run the policy and have the oversight of the students right from the administration panel. Alright, the next one is NotebookLM, and I'm going to have to switch screens, and I'll tell you why in just 1 second. Alright, so I had to switch screens to my personal Gmail account because NotebookLM was on beta. I believe it is out of beta. I believe Google calls it experimental phase, and my school account often will not allow experimental tools to be used on our school account. So I had to switch over to the personal one. I believe it's out of beta now, or experimental, because it used to say experimental next to NotebookLM. This one is an awesome tool for having your own personalized AI research assistant. I'm going to show you why in just 1 second. Okay, they have something called notebooks. Alright, I'm going to open up this notebook. I use this a little differently than what I used to because of some functionality that they came up with. Before, I would create a collection called World War II, and I would put some articles in there. So pretend that I'm a student. If you want, I would put some articles in there, which I did, and then I could ask it questions about those articles and it would pull out research. For example, if I said, discuss the role of the Treaty of Versailles in causing World War II, you click on it, it's going to go through those resources that we uploaded there, and it's going to come up with a note. All right. So here's the Treaty of Versailles, the catalyst for World War II, and this explains why. And you could see which resource it pulled the information out of your 3 resources. That is really, really cool. We go back here, and this is what I use it for as a teacher now. I'm going to go into this untitled notebook. Let's say that I have an AP Bio review here, which I do. I loaded my AP Bio review. It's all the questions, all the answers, and everything like that. Now, what we can do is we could go to our notebook guide here, and it says make a podcast. All right, so I can make a podcast with 2 hosts just by hitting generate. All right, this is going to take a few minutes to do, but it's going to give you a 10 to 15 minute, depending on the length. This is a pretty lengthy study guide. It's going to give you a podcast with 2 AI generated hosts. Now, what's cool about this is the imperfections are there. It's very conversational, and it works awesomely. If you want to take a look at one of my other videos on NotebookLM for podcasting, you can check that out. But this is going to do its thing. It's going to take a minute or 2, but check out NotebookLM. All right, fantastic tool. It will help immensely with some of our students that might have special support needed, like they have trouble with reading comprehension or something like that. So check that out, NotebookLM, Google NotebookLM. All right, let's get back into the next one, and I'm going to use almost like a added bonus. If you don't know what data nuggets are, go to Data Nuggets. It's some active research from scientists that publish the research for educators to use. So I picked one here called Raising Nemo, Parental Care in a Clownfish Atmosphere here. So if you look, we have an article here. If I wanted to give this to students, say we have clownfish in our classroom or something like that, and I want to give them a background information, we're going to be doing a lab, maybe studying the behavior of a clownfish with our saltwater tank in our classroom. There are different activities that we could do here. There's a grading rubric, some PowerPoint images, all that good stuff. But let's say that we want to give them a background. And the background's right here. And we want the students to have like a general sense of understanding. I could use Quizizz AI Extension. Quizizz. All right, we'll move forward. But we could use this AI extension right here. It's up on my extension bar. I could click on that, and I can make a customized quiz. Let's just say that these are 6th graders. We could go up to 9. It's fine. There's 8 questions there. If you do not have a Quizizz school plan, you won't be able to get the reading comprehension, but you can get the multiple choice. I'm going to go ahead and do that because I have it with my school. We'll hit generate a quiz here. All right, and then after you generate that quiz, it will go ahead and do that for you based on the article that was on that website. It came up with all these questions. Okay, these are the questions it came up with. It shows you the answers. You can edit these. You can use AI to put, to make some changes. You could add customization such as seconds and how many points and all that good stuff. We could add more questions if we want, or we could take some of the recommended questions down here. We could also filter the questions by topic. All right, so all good stuff there. Quizizz is doing so much in the realm of AI. It's not just a quiz platform. All right, it's not a formative assessment platform. It's so much more than that. go over to Quizizz, check out all of them. I love making my lessons, designing my lessons through the Quizizz platform. So my teachers that I work with or my students that I directly work with can kind of have little quizzes, and I can check for understanding as I proceed with the lesson. So check out those. Let's get into the next one, which is Diffit. All right, Diffit is pretty much my OG AI tool that I've used since the beginning. I love how simple the dashboard is. Right here it is. You can import any type of resource here, whether it's just putting a couple of words, a topic, a theme. You can do an article or YouTube link, text or PDF, or a vocab list. I'm going to go with the photosynthetic equation, and I'm going to say we're going to align these to certain standards. All right, in here, if I search, I could go ahead and do that. All right, we can align them to the standards. We can select a reading level. So for this one, I'm going to go with 6th grade, even though, you know, you start learning about it in 6th grade. You really get into the nuts and bolts and more specifics in 9th and 10th grade. So we want this as English, but note that you can translate it. And I want it as informational text, not fictional text. And then you go ahead and hit generate resources. So this is going to take about 30 seconds. You're going to get a whole bunch of different resources with this material. You'll get some multiple choice questions. You'll get a reading, a summary of the reading. Here you go. You'll get a photo that you could select the topic. I love this photo for this, so we'll leave that. Here's the reading passage. There it's talking about the photosynthetic equation. You can edit this out if you want. Here are some main summary points. We have some key vocabulary words. You could add images to these vocabulary words. So if you hit add image, we could search on Google the word molecules. If this one works good for us, we will take that and we will save this image with that vocabulary word. Then you could print this out, have them cut the pictures out, put it on the front, maybe the molecules on the back, something like that, or maybe the picture with the word molecules on the front, definition on the back. All right, you could do that for each one. Here are the multiple choice questions. You could show the answers for each one. Here are some short answer questions. You could show the answers for each one, and the same thing for the open-ended prompts there. What's cool is you can also put all this information into some student activity. So if we want a vocabulary workbook, let's you can kind of see it here. What did you notice? What are some things that you wonder? Go through this and you can have a nice formatted worksheet or packet for your students based on the content that you just created. When you're done, you could export the activity. It's going to do that. From there, we could choose how we export it, where we export it, all that good stuff. You can just take it right over to your Google Drive. You could share it out in other ways as well. All right, and finally, let's get into my last one here, which is Snorkl. Okay, so Snorkl is kind of my hidden gem. It's one of the newer ones that I've been messing around with, and to be honest with you, I love it, especially for formative feedback. So it's near instant feedback. It's very cool, both on the student and the teacher side. You can use AI to generate the question, and then you can use, it will make that question. The students will work with that question, and it will provide them with feedback. So I wanted to show you an example of a question that you could select. All right, so living things in our ecosystem can be categorized as producers, consumers, or decomposers. There are different types of consumers, such as carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores. So use this example of the food web to explain how herbivores have a different relationship to producers than carnivores. All right, so what we could do is have students. Right now I'm in the student portion of this. The teacher already made this slide, so you would make this slide. I could add a text box right here, and I can type in all the definitions, herbivore, carnivore, all that stuff, producers. And then when I'm done with that, I can use the screen in my voice to explain everything. So after I put the definitions here, I could use the screen and my voice to record how these definitions explain the answer using this example over to the right. And I already did that here, and as you can see, I put the definitions here with a text box. And then I, in 32 seconds, explained that the plants were the producers. This plant was the producer for this food web. And then you have two primary consumers. There are also the herbivores, grasshopper and the rabbit. And then the snake, the hawk, and the lizard are going to eat the primary consumers. So the lizard and the snake are secondary consumers, and then you have your apex predator and the hawk for this one. All right, so it gave me a 2 out of 4 fair response to it, because I did identify a plant as the producer and the rabbit and the grasshopper as herbivores. It said, oops, the lizard is actually an omnivore, which means it eats both plants and animals. I did that on purpose so you can kind of see the difference or where it could provide feedback to the student. Here is what I really like. Can you think of why it is important to correctly classify animals in a food web? Well, to have better understanding of the food web and how it works, you need to know exactly what it eats. So that's pretty cool there. Nice feedback there. And then it said, I got the basic idea of what an herbivore and carnivores eat, but can you explain the relationship between the producer, the plant, are different with using examples from the food web. So I could have definitely done that, and so could the students, so they could go back in and respond again and try to increase that score. If they're happy with the 2 out of 4, they could just move on. But when you go back to the teacher dashboard, what is really cool about this is it's going to give you not only a glimpse per student, but a glimpse per class. So all the people that had everything right will be up at the top. The ones that had part of it right will be in the middle, and it will label the misconceptions within that group. And the ones that completely got it wrong will be down at the bottom, and it will also label the misconceptions there. So awesome tool. Go give Snorkl a try. I did a video from the teacher's dashboard and the student dashboard. I think it's definitely worth checking out.